one of Saskatoon's strongest advocates for cycling, but she wore many other hats as well. She was a huge community builder. We will learn about some of her community involvement on our ride today as we make stops at locations significant to Cathy's life. So I'm now going to ask Cathy's husband, Trent, to say a few words.
Thanks, Erin.
Yeah.
I just want to say a huge big thank you to everyone for continuing to support Cathy. It's been really an amazing 2 years. She does not seem to leave, which is kind of typical of her, keep under people's skin. Shortly after Cathy died, Ben Ralston headed up a committee on campus to start a scholarship in Cathy's honor. And I am just so grateful for all of the people who worked so hard on that. The goal initially was we were hoping to maybe get $20,000 to $25,000, which would then allow that scholarship to go for a few years at least. And then it looked like, jeepers, we might be able to get a bit more. And so we set the goal at $30,000 because the university said by $30,000 we could make this a sustainable annual scholarship that we could give to someone who was studying active transportation in some way. And I talked to Anu, who's my contact on campus, and she told me yesterday that the first student has been selected. There was a person from Agriculture and Bioresources who is studying for the 21-22 year. That person has been selected. They're the first recipient of the scholarship. The next one will be selected fairly shortly, but that one has not been selected yet. And you wouldn't believe, but the fund is now at $50,000. So just a huge thank you to this community and for the communities that just keep expanding beyond that, because it really is truly remarkable. And I am so grateful. I can't think of anything that Cathy would have sooner had as part of her legacy. Well, she didn't even think about legacy, she just did. But the legacy that is now a perpetual scholarship for someone studying and promoting active transportation in all different fields would have just raised her spirit. She would have just soared off on her bike. Thank you, everyone.
Cathy believed in community, and she supported our community through her support and interest in biking, quilting, walking, hiking. Cathy was the chair of Saskatoon Cycles and Jane's Walk Saskatoon, and she was a Jane's Walk volunteer leader. Cathy used to tell a story of a rainy Jane's Walk weekend, first weekend in May annually. As you may know, Jane's Walk goes ahead, rain or shine. And one weekend, 10, 12 years ago, it was rain, torrential rain. Nonetheless, Cathy dressed up in her olden day costume with an umbrella, standing in as a parasol, and she conducted her Jane's Walk tour of this park in the pouring rain. At the end of the walk, Cathy invited all of the participants, mostly strangers, into their home, into Trent's home, to dry off and enjoy a bowl of soup and fresh baked bread. This was Cathy at her finest, following through with a commitment, building community through food and looking after others. Thank you.
We're stopped here because this was Cathy's neighborhood coffee shop, and it would not be uncommon to ride past here and bump into Cathy and one of her many friends, or maybe many of her many friends, having coffee, almost always outside, usually scheming something. And we're looking at the hole where eventually one of Cathy's dreams will come true. She dreamed to have a parklet here, and that dream was born out of just doing it herself, with friends, people showing up and building community out of little spaces that they felt could be theirs, and putting out a little library, bringing some books, having the coffees, organizing gatherings, painting her own bike lane. City is working on this. There have been lots of dreams and ideas about what that'll look like, and I know many of you have contributed to those images. So we're gonna let the technical stuff happen this year to get new pipes and let this all be wrapped up, and then the design will be finished this fall, and next spring next construction season will be when Urban Design can actually put Cathy's and others' dreams for this little corner into the pavement. I was certainly somebody who benefited from Cathy's confidence and faith in other people and her dreaming, and so it's just really a pleasure to get to bike with you all today. Thanks.
So here we're at the Trans Canada Trail Pavilion. So Cathy, longtime cyclist and trail advocate in her province. When the concept of the Trans Canada Trail was proposed, Cathy formed the Parkland Trans Canada Trail Group to assist with the development of the trail in the Saskatoon area. Cathy was asked to be part of the Trans Canada Trail Advisory Committee that the Saskatchewan Parks and Recreation Association established to coordinate the development of Saskatchewan's portion of the trail. This committee evolved into the Saskatchewan Trail Association. And Cathy was a longtime board member and served as president from 2010 to 2014. She continued to remain involved in the Trail Association before she passed away. She organized a fundraising event at Outer Limits to support the Churchill River Water Legacy Trail project, another passion of Cathy's, was canoeing up north. And she helped organize a raffle to support this project. I won the raffle, and the project was to support putting in composting toilets. And I know the one that I think we fundraised for was Barker Island, which I pooped in this summer and felt really good about it. And then shortly after Cathy's passing, the Trail Association renamed its volunteer award in her honor to recognize her outstanding contributions to trails in the province.
I butted head to Cathy on bike lane. I mean, what are the chances?
Yeah.